Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. Today I am here to talk about how Notre Dame could beat Ohio State. Now, this is not my prediction video. I like to do this for a lot of games. So my prediction video will be the third and final video that I make. The next video I'm going to make is a video talking about how Ohio State can beat Notre Dame. So, because both outcomes are very possible, despite what the point spread says, in my opinion. Let's talk about Notre Dame first. Notre Dame, under Coach Freeman, they have been really good, playing really good fundamental football. Their offensive line protects the quarterback very well. And shout out to that offensive line. They had 2 injuries on the offensive line against Penn State. And then something just clicked more right at the end of the second quarter when they had their tackle and one of their guards both injured. They put 2 players in to fill those spots. And Jelly, the backup quarterback, got in because Riley Leonard got evaluated for concussion protocol or symptoms or whatever you call it. I'm not an expert, not an analyst. I'm just a fan, and I make videos. But things changed once. I feel like Notre Dame's offense got comfortable. For some reason, that team did not play very good in the first half. To be honest, I feel like they should have beat Penn State more convincingly. Riley Leonard did not play very well. He had 2 interceptions. Now, granted, he found a way to come back and win the game, but he also showed in that game that he has capabilities of throwing the game away with not very good decisions. It's like he makes decisions so fast. So what I'm getting to is, for Notre Dame to beat Ohio State, they have to avoid dumb mistakes. Penalties were also a problem when they played Penn State, excuse me. They had a lot of penalties. Now, a few of those, I feel like the referees had a few bad calls, but penalties are penalties. You cannot have those when you take on a really good football team. All right? So for Notre Dame, you got to avoid self-destructive stuff to happen. You got to avoid the turnovers. For Riley Leonard, he's going to have a hard time throwing that football around and being comfortable because Ohio State's pass rush with Jack Sawyer and all those guys are really, really good. But Notre Dame has gotten better at the wide receiver position. And here's the thing. Last year, their offense played good. I think Riley Leonard is a better quarterback than Sam Hartman, right? From last year, the guy from Wake Forest. I think he's a better player. He brings more to the table. He's a good downfield passer, and he can run the football and grind out defenses. So speaking of that, they're going to have that clock on their side at all times. Think back to how Michigan beat Ohio State. What did they do? Was Michigan a better team? No. And I don't think Notre Dame's a better team than Ohio State. But they have tendencies to play better football. Like again with Georgia, they weren't better. They just played better football. They ate up a lot of clock. They ran the football, and Notre Dame was content with getting 2 or 3 yards or sometimes no yards when running the football. And they mixed up the quarterback run really good to make Georgia's defense have to think twice about what to do and eventually wear them down late in the game. And they didn't have any turnovers. So that was perfect when they played Georgia. My point is, if Notre Dame can eat up clock, run the football very effectively, they have a chance to win this game because I believe their defense plays a lot like Texas. Really good against the pass. They get takeaways. They pressure the quarterback. And unlike Penn State's offensive line, Ohio State's offensive line has had a lot of injuries. They have not been able to handle it very well. When I talked about how Texas could beat Ohio State, I talked about Texas's defensive front would expose that offensive line, and it did. That's why Ohio State was only able to put up 21 offensive points. Now, if you take away the Jack Sawyer touchdown and even the screen pass touchdown, it could have happened to anybody, really. Ohio State really did not do a whole lot offensively. Now, granted, they found a way to win the game. They didn't need the Jack Sawyer scoop and score. They would have won. But that offensive line is a problem for Ohio State, and Notre Dame's defensive front has got to take advantage of that. So, again, line of scrimmage, if you could run the football, eat up clock, and avoid dumb mistakes, I would not be shocked to see Notre Dame pull this victory off, despite the point spread being in Ohio State's favor. Go Irish. I'm an Irish fan.